Welcome to the 111th Congress. My name is Joseph Bastian, and I am reporting to you from Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. We'll be around 3:30 p.m. under the rules suspension. Bills considered under suspension are usually non-controversial and are debated for 40 minutes and require 2/3 votes for passage. If a recorded vote is requested, it will be postponed so that they can vote on the measures at the same time. Earlier this week, the Senate passed H.R. 1, the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act of 2009. After the passage of H.R. 1, both chambers appoint conferees from each body to serve on the conference committee. The conference committee will be comprised of the following representatives: Obey, Rangel, Waxman, Lewis of California, and Kemp. And the senators will include Senator Inouye, Backus, Reed, Cochran, and Grassley. Basically, the Joint Conference Committee will be comprised of these members from the House and the Senate, and they will come to an agreement on the House and Senate bills and call the document a conference report. The conference report is an agreement on legislation between the two parties, and it is printed and submitted to each chamber for consideration for approval or disapproval. The House of Representatives will get the first crack at this conference report whenever it's finished. After both chambers approve the report, it is then sent to the President to be signed into law. Also, other bills considered this week in the House are resolutions honoring the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People on its 100th anniversary, HRES 114, supporting the National Girls and Women's in Sports Day, the Omnibus Public Land Management Act of 2009, and the resolution honoring my favorite member of Congress, Mr. John Dingell, for holding the record as the longest serving member of the House of Representatives. Congratulations, Mr. Dingell. Lastly, here are a few committee hearings going on for the balance of the week. In the Senate, today, the Budget Full Committee will have a hearing regarding the financial crisis and the housing market crisis. The Veteran Affairs Committee will also have a Veteran Affairs hearing on disability compensation reform. On Thursday, the Senate Banking Committee will have a hearing on the credit card protections, and the Intelligence Committee will have a hearing on the world threat. In the House, the Judiciary Subcommittee on Crime, Terrorism, and Homeland Security will have a hearing on youth violence. The Natural Resources Committee will have a hearing on offshore drilling and its environmental and commercial perspectives. Actor Ted Danson, who's a member of the Oceana's Board of Directors, will testify. On Thursday, the Foreign Affairs Subcommittee on Asia, the Pacific, and the Global Environment will have a hearing on U.S.-North Korea policy. The Armed Services Committee will have a hearing on Afghan and strategy on Thursday as well. Good afternoon, and welcome to Capitol Hill Updates by me, and according to me, Joseph Bastian. Today is February 24th, 2009, and I am here on Capitol Hill, just hours away from President Obama coming to Capitol Hill, and he'll be addressing the House and the Senate on the floor of the House of Representatives. Tonight, the President will be speaking about the national urgent priorities that we have to take into accordance coming up very soon. Hello, and welcome to this week's Capitol Hill Updates by me, Joseph Bastian. This week, Congress returned from recess for another 5-week legislative session before the Memorial Day recess. This week, the House was not in session on Monday, April 20th, and on April 20th. Also, they took up the Civil Rights History Project Act of 2009, the Electronic Waste Research and Development Act of 2009, the Green Energy Education Act of 2009, the Water Research and Development Initiative Act of 2009, and also a resolution providing for the acceptance of a statue to be placed in the United States Capitol honoring our president, or our former president, Ronald Reagan. In the committees this week, starting with the Senate, on Tuesday, the Senate Finance Committee held a hearing for the nomination of Governor Catherine Sebelius.